Welcome, welcome, everyone. Can you
Hi,
please
everybody.
pay attention?
I'm looking at all my new merchandise
Oh
here.
my God.
Look at this. This is all my new. Sorry.
You're lucky I like you. You're lucky I like you. So, this is Disturbed and Confused, Season 2, episode. I know we missed a week.
15?
12.
Oh, I'm 3 ahead. Okay, 12? Really?
You're fired.
Shoot.
You're so fired.
I always get the number
You've been
wrong.
fired like.
I know, but yeah.
Wow.
I have 9 lives.
Seriously. They must really like you.
Mm.
So anyway, guys, tonight we have a very special show for you. Unfortunately, we did get a little bit of bad news. Well, actually, it's bad news to me because I really love Rich Pilon.
Yeah.
He's become a good friend. And unfortunately, he is sick. He lost his voice.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for him. He's really, really a sweet guy, as you all know. Yeah, from
he was great last
last episode.
Yeah.
But Rich, we hope you feel better very, very soon. But we have retired New York Islander. Come on. Mick Vukota. He's like in La La Land as usual.
Yeah, sorry.
I know what it is.
I'm just saying.
I know what it is.
What?
You're upset because there's no actual food on the table.
Well, there is.
There is, but
Can they see it?
not
They
the
can't
kind
see
of
it.
food
I know.
that you're really.
I am upset.
Usually I spoil the heck out of him. I'm
trying to please everybody who gets sick and tired of seeing me eat.
Yeah. So today
I've simmered down with it.
Today is
it's a good day today.
Here's your coffee. Here's your coffee.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
National Have a Cup of Coffee with a Cop Day.
Really?
Yeah, there's
you
your
believe
coffee.
that? What a coincidence. Coffee.
So it made my job extra easy because I know a cop and I had to make coffee.
And can I show these?
Yeah, what goes with best? Coffee and cops?
And
sorry,
you went
Frank.
there?
I'm sorry, Frank. I went
can't
there.
believe you went there. Look.
Donuts.
Are these Krispy Kreme?
They are Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, I can tell.
Of course they're Krispy Kreme.
Look, guys, look. Ooh.
Only the best.
Look at that shot. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Bobby's probably salivating right now. Don't worry. We'll save you one, Bobby. I'll bring you one.
Can I eat one?
You can eat one. Yeah. That's what they're there for. They're not,
like
you can even refrain from eating.
I'm going to try to resist, especially donuts.
Oh, my God. So Mick is in the waiting room. We're going to wait 2 more minutes because Frank needs to do his birthday shout outs.
Oh, yeah, I do.
We don't want to deprive him of his birthday shout outs.
Should I do them now?
Yeah. No, next week. Really? He's eating again.
Fine. What's today?
Today
October
is the 5th.
October 5th.
It's on the card.
Yes.
See?
Happy birthday, Josephine Woodward, Gerard Kearns, Fanny Fama.
Yeah, Fanny Fama.
Fanny Fama.
She's a really cool chick.
Oh, okay. You know her?
Yeah.
Awesome. Maria Kelly. Deborah Toscano. It's my friend Deb.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's the best.
Happy birthday.
What's about a talented
Yeah.
actress and singer?
Well, we need to get her on the show.
We definitely got to get her on the show. Oh my God, 100%.
I'd love to.
She does a great show that's towards Atlantic City.
Oh.
My big gay Italian wedding. That's it. That's the name of the show.
I love the name. I absolutely love the name.
Suki? No. Suki Penis.
Suka penis.
Oh, okay. So glad I got it wrong. It's Suki.
Suka penis.
Yeah.
That's her name. She's a beautiful Japanese woman. Don't make fun.
I know. I like Suki.
Okay.
Marcella Pitti. Fran Isker. Finn Isker.
No, Finn Isher.
Jesus Christ. Strafe.
Standard. He used to sing that song. Well, he still sings it. Set it off. Set it off.
Set it off
on the right.
That's the name of the person?
Yeah, that's the
Strafe
artist.
Standard?
Strafe, yeah.
Okay. Never knew that.
Strafe,
It's his birthday?
Yeah.
Sean Bergen, Willie Bona.
I know Willie.
Happy birthday.
That's my cousin.
Whew. Man, I'm gonna get in trouble with these one day.
I've never told
Because
you
it's Willie
about
Bona?
Willie Bona.
Willie?
I don't know, Willie.
Who's on first? Happy Happy birthday, everybody.
So anyway, sorry we missed you guys last week. I had emergency dental surgery.
Yeah.
But I am doing just peachy, although I have to go back for more and I'm dreading it. But I'm a big girl and
Oh,
I'll be all right.
the thought of a tooth pulled. Oof.
Oh, and I got to get another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God I have extra.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big mouth, lots of teeth. You know how it goes. So anyway, let's bring in our amazing, fantastic guest, Mick.
Let's go, Islanders.
Mick Vokota. Where is
There
he?
he
There he is. Hello, Mick Vokota.
How are you guys doing?
Mick, welcome.
Good. How are you?
Great. What's going on?
Nothing. Now you're in Canada, correct?
No, negative. I live in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
I'm on the island of Martha's Vineyard, getting pounded by the rain right now.
Yeah, same here.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was thinking it must be similar. It must be moving up from you guys.
Yeah, it just left here. You're just getting it now. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll be done by the morning. What's going on, Chief Pelon? He can't talk.
No,
sick, right?
He's sick. He messaged me at about 8:30, 8:35, and he's like, I went to sleep for a little while. I thought I would feel better, but he feels worse.
You know what? That's some of the best news I've ever had because he can't shut him up. So, not like I'm trying to steal airtime or hog the mic, but him shutting down for a bit might be a blessing in disguise.
That's probably why he lost his voice.
Yeah, he's probably he's a little insecure like that. So
I know you guys have quite a history.
Yeah,
together, right?
And I can't wait to hear some stories from you, Mick.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
It's I guess the most ironic part of everything is that Rich and I grew up less than an hour apart in Saskatchewan.
Right.
And never met. We played against each other in the Western Hockey League when he was with Prince Albert Raiders and I played for the Spokane Chiefs once, I believe. And just, I don't know. I didn't know who he was. I'm sure he didn't know who I was until we got to training camp the year that he was drafted. And I was a free agent. And and we met on Long Island and just kind of, I don't know, had the same abrasive, aggressive style. Yeah. Obviously he's a defenseman. And I was a forward, but I think my favorite part of Chief is that he was so naive about everything. Like he didn't think any, I don't know, I'll give you an example. Probably should have saved this for later, but it'll be like that first year we played together on Long Island. We kind of agreed that every time we played a team, the first time we would fight the toughest guy on the team. Like if he was out on the ice, he would fight him. Or if I was on the ice first, I would fight the guy, but we were just going to fight all the other team's toughest guys. Like that was just kind of like
I was watching some videos on YouTube last night, and there's actually on YouTube, if I can find my little card, somebody actually put up a dedication video to you of all your awesome fights. And boy, were there some good ones. It was posted by a Frank Vellucci.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. I mean, I have a good friend, Joe Lazito, that sent me all my fights from American Hockey League through, my whole NHL career, some junior hockey fights.
Wow.
On video. And then I had a friend put them on DVD for my kids, which I'm pretty sure the kids just, left them in the basement and skateboarded over them or something like.
I bet your kids don't get bullied.
They're like, you didn't play hockey. You were a fighter. I was like, clean up the basement.
You definitely fight.
Yeah. No. So yeah, but Richie, that year, our first year, we agreed to fight every tough guy on the other team. And I remember we got to Detroit and Rich got on the ice and Bob Probert came out and Rich just like hit him in the corner and Probert turned around, dropped his gloves, and Rich fought Probert. And then I think the next shift I went out, I fought somebody. So we're in the penalty box together. And he literally looks at me and he goes, so is that Bob Probert? Yeah. Like, you don't know who he is? He goes, well, I wasn't sure, but he's pretty tough, huh? And I'm like, dude, so that's how naive Rich was that first year. Like, just he was very sincere. There was nothing phony about him. He also wasn't afraid, so he would do anything. He's a little crazy, which I guess crazy. That's what attracted me to him.
Yeah, I love crazy. I guess that's what attracted me to him as well.
He played 10 seasons on the Islanders, and Mick, you did also 10? No, 10.
11, I think, right?
Not all with the Islanders, though.
Yeah, no, it's 10 years on the Isle, 87 to 97. Yeah. I started out with, I think it was Rich's coach from junior hockey, Terry Simpson, was the head coach of the Islanders.
Right.
And I got called up from Springfield. So I wasn't drafted. Rich was drafted.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So I was a free agent, signed a contract, and it was it's interesting. In 1987, they'd give you a 3-way contract. So if you played for the Islanders in the NHL, you'd make $85,000. If you played for Springfield Indians, which was the farm team at the time, you make $25,000.
Wow.
And if they sent you somewhere else, which could be anywhere, East Coast, International League, you'd make $15,000. And I had no idea. I was just getting paid to play hockey at 21, just turned 21. And I was losing my shit. Like, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid to play hockey.
Right.
So when I got sent to Springfield, after training camp, I was just like, oh my God. So you would get a paycheck every 2 weeks, and it was like $1,500.
Wow.
And I was like, man, I'm loaded. I'm the richest guy I know. And so I'd go to strip bars, and I'd have like $300, and I'd be tipping girls in Springfield, Mass, like $100 every night. And then one of my teammates, Dale Henry, at the time, pulls me aside and he goes, hey, how long do you think you get paid like this? I was like, well, I don't know about you, but I got a 3-year contract.
Nice.
And he's like, no, dummy. He goes, how often? I'm like, every 2 weeks. He goes, yeah, for 6 months. And then like life flashed before my eyes. And I was like, So reality set in, and I realized I wasn't actually loaded. And that brings me back to Rich. Like, Rich was the cheapest teammate I'd ever had because he would not spend a cent on anything. Like, he bought this Mustang this Mustang GT. He wouldn't pay for the convertible. He bought the GT, and we would take turns. We lived in Huntington, and we would take turns driving to games, alternate. And I had a convertible, shocker, IROC on the island. I know. Nice. Italian retard out cruising. I heard all that.
I had one. Yes,
I had one.
That car pulled a lot of girls in, and I wouldn't do it over any other way again because I love it. But Richie had a regular coupe, Mustang GT, and he would not take that thing over 2,000 RPMs. And I'm like, buddy, this is frustrating as hell right now. Like, there's a shot on the LIE. Let's go. He's like, no, the guy told me at the dealership, You got to break it in under 2,000 RPMs. I go, dude, you own the effing car. The guy at the dealership doesn't even know who you are right now. Can you just shift gears? Can we go?
Shift
And
gears.
so I think I ended up driving to most of the games because it was just insane. But you fast forward from when I met him to the end of the end of our career. He's like getting limos on a Friday night at the Long Island Exchange, telling me like we're going to Manhattan, we're hitting all these clubs. I'm like, who are you? Right? But he definitely changed over that decade on Long Island.
Yeah.
Living the life.
Oh yeah,
Oh, my
living the
God.
life is right.
Yeah.
Who was the toughest player you ever fought in your entire career?
That I fought?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean,
But when you came close to losing?
no, I mean, I never got like knocked out or anything. I got hit hard in fights. I'll be honest, like Tony Twist, he's a friend of mine. He's one of the guys that I fought a few times, I think 2 or 3 times. I met Ty Domi. I was at alumni weekend this year, and Glenn Healy grabs me and goes, "You got to come. I want to talk to you." I'm like, "All right," but I'm trying to head out, get out of here before traffic, and it is like 30 seconds left in the game. And he goes, "No, you got to come right now. Come to the suite." And I go to the suite, and it's Ty Domi. The Isles were playing Carolina. Ty's son's on Carolina, and Ty's like, "You." And I was like, "You know what? I actually like you. I didn't like playing against you. I didn't like you when you're in New York or Toronto, but I like you because everything Ty said he was going to do, he did.
He did.
He backed up everything he said. He was obnoxious at times, but I have so much respect for that kid. That guy, he's not a kid.
Wow.
Yeah, he's pretty impressive.
We have some of our viewers chiming in saying hello. Ann Rothney, Brutus James from Chicago. Ed Zrabinski, he's saying, "What up, homies? What up, Ed?" Ed has a question. He wants to know who's the toughest guy you ever fought on the Blackhawks?
Well, I think it is probably Grimson. If I can remember everybody. I mean, I did knock out Al Secord in Chicago. And this is a true story, a true fact. My parents always had the phone numbers of I'd send my mom, I'd tell her what hotel I was staying at and the number of the hotel. So after the game, I got back and there's like a flashing light for a message. And my dad called and he said, "How could you?" And I said, "How could I what?" He goes, "How could you knock out Al Secord?" I'm like, I don't know if you like are aware, but he was trying to knock me out. And my dad was like, "Well, that would be better than you knocking out Al Secord."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it was one of his favorite players.
Yeah, right. What a tough spot.
But yeah, I would say Stu Grimson. If you're at, if you know, he's asking who from Chicago. Grimmer was probably one of the toughest. I'm trying to think. Chicago, that stadium. This is the old stadium. It was undoubtedly the most, and you can ask any player that played in that era. The Garden in Boston was kind of a poop hole. It was just small. It was very energetic because everybody was on you and small. The Montreal Forum, same. But the Chicago Stadium, the visiting team had to walk up a flight of stairs to get to ice level. And you came out behind the goalie judge, the goal judge, like right behind him. And you would come into this like, if you can imagine, like in the old days, like in Greece or whatever, like walking into a stadium of people waiting to see you die. Like that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And then the anthem in that old stadium, I've never had hair stand up on the back of my neck every time the anthem was played in that old stadium.
Yeah.
So that I don't know. Some guys might have different opinions, but I would say most players would say the same thing. Like that place was super special, super difficult, and super intimidating for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that. It was the most intimidating
Wow.
place to play outside New York. Chicago?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, it would be, the Coliseum, the old barn,
Right.
like the last few years, there's no other barn like that, right? All these new stadiums have luxury seating and they're corporate friendly versus not all, but a lot of them.
True. Yeah.
Rich
versus fan
said the
friendly.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Coliseum was like, I think it was the last place that you actually felt like when it was jam packed and people were revved up. Wow.
Right.
Like you could feel it. You could feel the energy. The players could feel it. Which so, but I think they did a great job with USB. I like the design. I like that they didn't put luxury boxes all across the lower levels. They they're trying to make it fan friendly. I like the Heineken patio and all that. Like that. That's fun.
I haven't been there yet.
Yeah, me too. I'm due.
I think we should all go to a game this year.
Oh, yeah.
We got invited to alumni weekend towards the end of last season against Carolina, and I'll tell you, Mr. Ledecky and the new ownership of the Islanders have been amazing. So they have a philosophy, and this is another thing that you got to, Michelle, give Rich shit about. He can come to alumni week. He can come to alumni weekend. Like he can bring Jackie. He can come to New York. The Islanders take care of everything but travel. So
he told me.
I tell him all. I've texted him. I've told him. I have a horse that I have to put a shoe on or whatever.
He told me he was sick the last time around. He got
he fell
off a horse. He fell off a horse and broke a rib. That's what he said. That's why he couldn't go.
Well, I'm gonna put the heat on him. He gets hurt a lot, apparently. I'll put the heat on him. He's got to come. He's got to come to me. He's got to come see the new arena, and the guys. The guys will be so happy to see him. I think that's the biggest part. And Jackie, his wife Jackie. I mean, she'll have fun. I mean, I've had 2 different wives since then, so she might not know any of them. However, a lot of them she will know. I bet Jackie will have fun.
When's the last time?
And the Islanders do a great, really great effort. Their philosophy is whether you play 1 game or 1,000,
right?
You are invited to alumni weekend. So they have guys there that I've met that have played less than 10 games for the New York Islanders.
Wow.
And the ownership treats them the same as Pat Flatley, Glenn Healy, Brian Trottier, Dennis Potvin, Bobby Nystrom. Like everybody gets the same courtesy. And I'll tell you, when I played for the Islanders, that was not how the alumni was treated. So for me to see the way we're treated now,
as opposed to then,
makes it special for me because that's how I thought they should have been treated then.
Absolutely,
right. I agree.
I would see my handful of Clark Gillies, John Tonelli, Bobby Nye, Trotz, Dennis Potvin, but there's so many other guys. Gary Howe, Wayne Merrick,
Mike Bossy.
Boss wasn't around as much, but Mike Bossy.
I used to work for Mike Bossy.
The guys that were on Long Island would come to games, and they were not catered to, which I felt like they should be treated better than anybody else. I mean,
Yeah.
I just
Right.
so I think that new ownership is doing a great job.
Yeah, I agree. I actually used to work for Mike Bossy, well, under Mike Bossy, for the Long Island, for the business club, for the
Yeah.
Islanders Business Club. I was a lead massage therapist in those suites in the Coliseum.
Wow.
And I would go around and I even massaged one of the owners once of the team.
Really?
Yeah, I met a lot of famous people in those suites.
Oh, massage them all.
Massage them
That
all,
sounds
yeah.
great. That's a nice.
Yeah,
It
Wait,
wasn't
was a
John
nice gig.
Spano, was it? Was it John
No,
Spano?
no. Mr. Charles Wang.
Oh, like a legit owner, like a real owner.
Yes, yes,
I got you.
yes, yes.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He was a good owner as well. I shouldn't say that because I think he transitioned this ownership group, and they're very grateful to him as well.
Right.
But prior to that, it was tough. It was a tough.
Right.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
I agree. So, how many years exactly have you known Rich?
Well, I don't know. We met in like 1980. I want to say 89, 88.
89. Okay.
No.
You came up in 87, right?
87.
87.
Yeah. So 87 when Chief came,
So
that's when I
35
met
years.
him. And then we lived together. We lived together for quite a few years.
Mhm.
Or close. If we didn't live together, we lived close together. Like one house we had, it was him and I lived upstairs, and Dave Chizowski lived in our basement, and that was not a good year. Because Chiz wasn't of age, so he would have to sit in the car after practice if we went out for beers in Huntington. And then he would come knock on the door of the bar, and he'd be like, "Hey," and we'd be like, "We're not quite done yet. See you in a bit." And then Chiz would go back and sit in the car.
Wait in the car.
Yeah, wait in the car. So you just had a birthday.
Who?
You just had a birthday in September.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
You don't count them anymore?
38? Is it 38?
Yeah. 39, I thought.
Yeah, on Facebook, 38, 39. I try to keep it the same age.
That's what counts.
Right.
What Facebook says.
That's right.
We are actually the same age, so you can't put one over on me.
Well, 66 was a good year.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday, belated.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Oh,
Sure.
thank you. Yeah.
I hope you did something fun.
Yeah, I think I took my 8-year-old to hockey.
So that's great. How old are your kids? You have an 8-year-old son and
Well, I have a 26-year-old son.
okay.
I have a 24-year-old son.
Okay.
I have a 20-year-old son.
Okay.
And then I have an 8-year-old son.
Oh,
wow,
four
God
boys.
bless.
Yeah, nice.
And how many of them play hockey?
So they all played. Now the older boys are all done. And now the 8-year-old is just starting. But not starting, like he's travel. Like we go off island if you live on Martha's Vineyard, you have to go off island to play hockey, even though we have a rink here most of the time. So every Saturday we get on a ferry, we go to Falmouth, which is 45 minutes away, and then we play hockey, then we get on the boat and come home.
That's a huge
But
commitment.
he just started that this year.
Wow. Now, how many years has he been playing now? Oh, he just started now, you said.
8? No, he's been playing for like
Really
4 years. Like most of the kids start when they're 4 or 5.
Wow.
But it's just like house hockey, they just like go to the rink and we don't have to travel. Now we have to travel.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's a huge commitment. I give parents a lot of credit for doing all that.
How many of your sons have aspirations to play professionally? All of them?
Well, I think the oldest probably did up until he played college hockey at University of New England, which is up in
Oh.
Biddeford, Maine. And I think after his second year, he probably realized, like, well, he didn't get drafted. And then he went from like a freshman season to a less, well, I think the coach just felt like he wasn't as good as he was playing him. So his sophomore year, he kind of regressed. And then his junior year was COVID. And then his senior year, they did awesome. He played great. But I think he played great because he knew it was his senior year and he wasn't going to play. Like, he got offers to go play East Coast hockey postseason, like professional. And we talked about it. And I'm like, do you want to play hockey? Like, is that your dream? And he's like, well, I'd like to give, I think I should. I go, dude, you're going to go to the East Coast League and you're going to take someone's job away.
Right.
That's been doing this their whole life. And it's all they ever thought of.
Yeah.
So you can't half-ass this shit. Like, you can't just go there and say, I think I'll give it a try.
Right.
Because that's how you get hurt.
Right.
And I think that he came to, I respect, he was like, yeah, no, I don't love it that much. And I think that's okay. I think, to me, that's awesome. I mean,
absolutely. A lot of children, especially today, their parents pressure them quite a bit because they're like living vicariously through them, and they grew up being competitive and being in sports. And some of these kids, they're afraid to speak up to their parents. And I hear it a lot now from, children that I knew back in the day that played with my kids, all different sports, where they literally say, well, I only played because my dad wanted me to play.
Yeah.
But I love when I hear a kid say, I love the sport. Like, that's my love. And, it's just, passion, I don't know. Yeah. I love to hear about the passion.
Yeah. No, I think, as a parent, you have an opportunity. So I coached all three of those older boys. I haven't coached Colton, the younger one, yet. Okay. Obviously, I take him to practice and we talk about, equipment and being a good teammate, listening to your coach. I go to every practice. I go to every game. But I think, like, the most important message that you can send is it's okay to be passionate about something. I don't care whatever it is, music, sports, acting, literature, writing, whatever. Be passionate. I think the one thing is, you don't feel forced. Like, don't feel like I have to do this.
Right.
Right.
I think that's when it gets sloppy. Like, that's when it gets sloppy and you maybe don't pay attention to everything. And it might not be as fun, but when it comes to contact sports, I really think that's how you get hurt.
Right.
Absolutely.
Like,
I agree.
you need to be focused the whole time you're participating. And there's still a chance. But you lessen the odds if you're paying attention to everything that's going on around you.
Right. Even just being at a game, you have to pay attention, because you get hit with that puck. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling.
Well, I try not to block too many shots. That's why I would fight.
So here's a question. Mick, I want to know, what is one thing a rival player would have to do to get you riled up, like, super quick? Like, was there anything specific that these guys would know that they could just come up to you and do something and it's going to set you off and you're going to go?
Yeah, I don't think there's one thing. I mean, if you touch my goalie,
of course,
which is pretty much a rule for everybody. If you touch our goalie, the only guy that I probably wouldn't shake hands with today is Rob Ray from Buffalo. Okay. And that's because he said something to Al Arbor.
Ah.
And I've never had like nobody on my team, no opponent has ever disrespected L. And the comment that Rob Ray it wasn't like a horrible thing. It's just the fact that he was disrespectful in the way he said it to Al.
Yeah,
That
right.
I lost my shit. Like
Can you say what he said?
Yeah, he was like, "You're old. You should retire."
Oh,
Wow. Personal.
that is really, that's not okay.
And Brad Delgarno was on the ice. He didn't hear it. And I heard it. And so Brad and I both played right wing. And I was calling Brad, like, we got to change. I can't change myself. The coach has to tell you to go out.
Right.
But I was like, Brad, we got to change. And he looked at me and he's starting to come. And Al knew that I knew. Yeah. And he was like, no. And then so Brad went to line up again. And then Al walked away. And I was like, Deli, you got to change now. And then Brad Delgarno came to the bench. And I went out. And there was a hockey game going on. I was just chasing Rob Ray around.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was like, we're going to fucking fight right now. Yeah. And he's like, nope, I don't have to fight you. And I go, I will run your goalie through the Zamboni doors right now.
Mick, just real quick, I don't mean to cut you off, but we cannot curse on this show because it goes on the local cable.
Do you have an edit?
Yeah, we'll work it out.
I didn't hear anything.
We're actually going to break for a quick commercial, so hang tight, and we will be back in 2 minutes, okay? Don't go anywhere, and you guys don't go anywhere.
Hello, Michael Astor here for Ask the Law. One of the most common questions I'm asked is, Michael, how long will it take for my case to be finished? That's a great question. Over the many years we've been handling cases for injured people, we've learned a lot about the insurance companies we deal with. Some insurance companies will make a client a fair offer early on, and we're happy to get our client's case settled. However, others will drag a client's case out until we're on the steps of the courthouse ready for trial, as I am today. At Ask the Law, we've been representing injured people in accidents for many years, and we know how these companies operate. Give us a call if you or someone you know has been injured in an accident. We're happy to help. It's a free consultation. At Ask the Law, having a lawyer doesn't cost. It pays. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
I'll teach you to be water safe with all my swimming skills, along with all my single-learned friends here in Splish Splashville. Myrtle the turtle, Octi the octopus, Starry the starfish, and that's just a few. You'll learn all about what your body can do. My superpower is to teach with song and rhyme, and that helps you remember what you learn every time. You'll learn to float and you'll learn to swim, from blowing bubbles to jumping in. Each week, you'll learn something new. You'll be amazed at what your body can do. I'm so excited for you to see the show, but now Captain Splash has to go. See you soon. Bye.
And we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. Hello, Mick. We are back.
What's going on?
All right.
So, I put the wrong banner up. Excuse me.
Wrong
there we
banner.
go.
There you go.
So, total throughout your entire hockey career, do you know how many fights you've been in?
Yeah, I don't know the exact number.
I can tell you it's over 180.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, well, I think that's like the ones that like so. Well, there's training camp, right?
Yeah.
They don't count the ones in training camp. Then there's preseason.
Yes.
They don't count the ones in preseason.
Okay.
And then there's the occasional ones that happen in practice.
All right, so there was about 500 then.
No, probably not. Well, I would say training camp was crazy. I mean,
Really?
yeah, I mean, it was not unusual to have 10, 12 fights in training camp.
Now, why
Wow.
would you fight more at training camp rather than a game? What's the difference?
So because there's other guys that are trying to do what you do.
Okay.
So
So you're
let's
fighting
say,
for the top spot.
yeah, somebody wants to be the / quote whatever tough guy on that team, enforcer.
Right.
But let's say the Islanders would invite five or 10 guys that can do that.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
you're going to have to go through at least half of them to establish yourself. And, so I was there 10 years.
Right.
It was no different my first year than my last year. Like, I wish it was different my ninth and 10th year. But the reality is nobody cares.
Right.
Like, guys are coming to get your job.
Right. Wow. That's got to be a very uneasy feeling, not having that security at first.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just logistics. If you can't, we can translate it to the real world. If you can't do your job, someone else will.
Right.
Right.
Whether it's, an electrician, a steel worker. Like, if you can't do the job that's required, someone else will. So,
Absolutely.
Right.
yeah. So you just have to figure out how to do it, and you hold on to it as long as you can. At some point, for me, I broke so I got sent down to the minors at the end of my career when Mike Milbury was there.
Right.
And in the minors, I was in a fight and I broke my pelvis in a fight. So I was trying to hold someone up and hit him. And instead of my groin, like detaching or tearing, the pelvic bone broke where the groin was attached. So it sucked.
Ouch.
And so I went to the best is I was in Utah, which is a very predominant Mormon state.
Right.
They don't do anything on Sunday. This happened on a Saturday night. And the doctor that saw me in the ER was like, yeah, it's, that's a hernia. Yep. What I'm going to do is give you some morphine and we're going to push your intestine back in.
Oh, wow.
And then we're going to operate on Monday. I was like, okay, doc, like just nodding.
Right.
Morphine kicked in. I was like, let's go. He touched my pelvis. I snatched him up off his feet.
Oh,
I said, whatever you did, don't do that again.
Wow.
And he's like, fine. So I went, they put me under. I woke up the next morning. I was in the maternity ward because they were overbooked. And I had these stockings on. And the nurse she goes, well, you had an interesting night. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm in some weird porno movie. Like, what is going on? And she goes, well, they went in to fix your hernia. I go, yeah. And discovered that you broke your pelvis. Fortunately, the orthopedic doctor was there and he performed the operation. And I'm like, fortunately? Like, what?
Yeah.
And I looked down and from my belly button to my groin was purple.
Oh,
wow.
Like Yeah, because all the bleeding and all the blood, So I should have retired at that time, but I was really stubborn. I said I'm never going to go out on someone else's terms. I'll go out on mine.
There you go.
And
Right.
I came back and I played in the American League for another year,
Right.
but it just was never the same. Like
Right.
every now and then in practice, you would push and you could feel like a little pinch. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, not again. And it wasn't really tearing. It was just scar tissue.
Right.
It was just uncomfortable. But
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Do you know how many injuries you've had through the years?
yeah, so I've been very fortunate, to be honest. Like I have had no knee work done.
Wow.
Separated my shoulder maybe twice, but nothing major. I got slashed on my thumb and had to have pins put in it. And then I lost 2 teeth. That's it.
Wow.
Wow. Really?
Who took your teeth?
I wish you didn't ask that. Peter Swoboda played for
Ah.
the Philadelphia Flyers.
Uh-huh.
And I said something not nice about him.
Oh God.
And I never thought Peter Swoboda would do anything because I get to fight Dave Brown,
Yeah.
Craig Berube,
Yeah.
Dan Kordick. Like they have a ton of tough guys.
Right.
And Peter Swoboda chose to elbow me when I wasn't looking and knock my teeth out.
Oh. Did you knock his back out?
So if you ever watch a video of the Islanders versus the Flyers the following year, I don't know what year it was, probably 96.
Right.
We're up 5-1. And Eddie Westfall's like, oh, Mick Vakota's lingering behind the play. And, oh, Mick Vakota's dropped the gloves and is pounding on Peter Swoboda. And then I think Jiggs is like, I wonder if that has anything to do with his teeth getting knocked out last year. And they're both paused. And they're like, yeah, it probably has something to do with that.
Oh
But I
my
didn't
God.
knock his teeth out. So
Wow.
I didn't really get justification.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I hear you.
When it comes to that, it's an eye for an eye with teeth.
Yeah. I can't believe how fast time is flying. Do you know,
Yeah.
we only have like 8
minutes,
minutes
right?
left.
Yeah,
This is
wow.
crazy.
Well,
Wow.
I talk a lot, Michelle, in case you
Yeah, I
haven't-
love
No,
it.
that's
Great.
good. You're a
Yes.
great guest. I mean, we'll have to do a part 2 when
Right.
our
With,
poor little sick friend feels better.
Rich,
we'll have
yeah.
to have you come back together because I want
I
to
just
hear.
I just texted him and told him that I hope he feels better.
Oh,
good.
you're a good friend.
When's the last time you saw him, Mick? Recently or no?
No, I haven't seen him in I would say so. He's in Saskatchewan.
Right.
Yes.
My parents passed away 12 years ago, 2 months apart, and that's the last time I was back there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't seen Rich in at least 10 years.
10 years. Wow. Okay.
Wow. Well, we have to get both of you guys to New York.
You got to get him over to New York.
Well, I keep hammering him to come to the alumni weekend just because it's a really nice event.
Right.
And I know he would enjoy it. It's not
Right. Absolutely.
I just think he would enjoy it. It's there's older players there, it's just a really great event. Like he didn't get to see Clark, and he loved Clark Gillies. And I'm like, Rich, like that's exactly what Bobby Nystrom's going to be there, and Bobby and I loved Rich, loves Rich. I'm like, just like they come every year, just come once. And
is this an event that players can go to, or is this just for alumni?
Is what?
Is this an event that your fans can go, or is this just for alumni?
The fans aren't we interact with the fans, like they have they have an autograph signing before we go into the game. The fans are all there.
Awesome.
But they put you up at a hotel. You have dinner with your. I'll tell you, this year was spectacular. Okay, so we stayed in the city. The first night we went up to the Empire State Building and had dinner for the family and friends.
Oh,
Private. Had the
Yep.
whole, wasn't the top. It was like, I don't know, maybe 86th floor, whatever. But it was a
Yep.
Right.
banquet. But people bring kids and it was amazing. And then the
Right.
next day you take the bus from the city out to Belmont. It was an afternoon game. You get to walk around. They give you a full tour of the USB arena, but then
Right.
you get to go just hang out with the fans. Like I got to beat the drum. Like,
Oh,
Those
wow.
guys came and dragged me, and I was like, I'm going with them. And they're like, go, have fun. So
Yeah,
it was
That's
pretty
great.
awesome.
man.
Yeah. I think
That's
Rich
great.
would really enjoy it. I think Rich would
Absolutely.
really enjoy it. He's probably just young.
Well, I'm going to tell him he has no choice. He has to go this year.
He's got to go.
Do you know when it is this year?
What already happened?
I
Right?
don't.
Oh, it has
They
to
haven't
already.
announced it. They haven't
Oh,
announced it yet.
Okay, you have to let me know when.
I will once I
And
find
then
out.
I promise I will hound Rich and I won't let him alone until I know he's booked a ticket.
Yeah.
Is he
Just said-
texting you right now?
He just said thank you. Was looking
Aw.
so I'll tell you what I said, Michelle. I go, WTF? I can't swear on a podcast,
Right.
and he just laughed because I swear a lot.
Well,
So
if you
I
want
apologize.
to, if you want to, you can stick around for the extra 30 and then you can say whatever you want. Gloves are off. Literally.
No, I don't need to curse. I just unfortunately was raised in an
Oh, maybe
environment.
I do.
Yeah,
Maybe I need to curse.
yeah.
Like his style.
Oh man. All right, Mick. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to let you go. Our
Okay,
time is
thank you.
up.
Yeah.
Thank you for
And
having
Rick,
me.
Thank you for
You're great, Mick.
joining
Oh, man.
us. I mean, really, the
Great
stories.
Yeah.
I could listen for
Love it.
hours and hours and hours and hours. Honestly, I love the stories. I love to watch you fight. I mean, I watched so many videos in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
past couple of
Yeah.
weeks. Just incredible. You were an incredible player. Best of luck with your 8-year-old. And
Yeah.
we will definitely plan a part 2 for you and Rich
Yeah,
to
and
join
Rich,
us
come on.
together.
Yeah. Be great.
Sounds like a plan, you guys. Thank you for having me.
Have a wonderful,
Mick.
wonderful evening, Mick. Thank you so much. And we will talk to you soon.
You're the best, buddy. Thank
Awesome. You guys have a good night too. Thanks.
You too. Thank you.
Well,
All
there we
right. Wow. Great interview.
Another great Islander. Another one.
Let's go, Islanders. Ooh,
I mean,
ooh,
look at
ooh.
this. Look at all the.
I know. We put up all our Islanders stuff. We got
Come
our
on.
jerseys on. Like, listen, we dig the Islanders.
Mm.
I mean, I'm a bigger
Yes.
fan than you are because I grew up on it.
I grew up an Islander fan.
Did you
I
really?
didn't like the Rangers.
I'm not saying you like the
Oh,
Rangers.
okay.
I just wasn't sure if you actually watched hockey.
Not as much as other sports, but
Yeah.
I was an Islander fan.
Do you know why I watch hockey?
What's that?
You know why I watched hockey?
Why?
For the fights.
Oh, of course.
That's the reason
That's-
I still
yeah,
watch. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Everyone's
It's
like,
a bigger
she's
part
sick.
of the game than people
She's
realize.
demented.
Right? She's sick.
But what do we
Twisted.
have? How many more minutes?
I don't know.
It's 9:53. We
3.
have 2 minutes.
That's it, too.
All right. So we're going to thank our sponsors.
Yeah.
Thank you to the Harmony Bar. And thank you to Michael Asta, my favorite attorney, Asta Law and Associates.
Yeah.
And all our rest of our sponsors. The Harmony Bar will have a commercial soon. We're working on it.
Really? Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're going to have a commercial. And we're going to have a commercial soon.
Yes.
I'm working on that as
I
well.
can't wait.
Yes. I had that emergency tooth pull and it threw everything
Yeah,
off
yeah,
for
yeah.
me this week.
How does my hair look in this commercial? Is it good so far? Is that some what?
I didn't think
That's
that
important.
would be your number
That's
one
important to
thing. I
me.
thought you were going to ask, will there be food?
Well, no, in the commercial.
I know.
How's
Is
my
there going to
hair?
be food in the commercial?
There has to be.
Yes,
No matter
your
what.
hair will look amazing.
Good. All right. Make
And
sure
if
you
it
pick a good shot.
doesn't, I'll just, edit it.
No, all right, yeah.
Don't
Can
worry.
I give the final? Okay.
You'll be like John
All right.
Travolta.
Yeah, but just watch the hair.
Staying alive. Just
You know,
watch
I'll
the
work on my
hair.
hair
Don't touch the
a long
hair.
time, and you hit it.
Don't hit my hair. All right, guys. Peace out.
Oh yeah.
We will see you next week for episode 13. Ooh, 13.
No.
Yeah, next
Oh, I
week
thought it was
is
15.
episode
You were right.
13.
12, 13.
Are you okay?
And
today?
Halloween 13.
Yeah, I
Woo!
know. And
I
we
like
got
it.
some big guests coming up
Yeah, that's totally.
in the next few weeks. And stick around because we have our after hours and we're going to do Who Was in the Box and all our fun stuff. All right. So we will be back in a few minutes.
2 and 2.
Peace out.